What's up everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today, we're throwing it back to a topic that I spoke about a lot in the past. The case interview. Everyone's worst nightmare and something that nobody really looks forward to, except for me. After conducting over 50 mock interviews on my website, ryanrafi.com, I'll be sharing some common mistakes and things you'll likely need to know and do in order to ace the case. I've made other videos on the case interview and what you'll need to know, so I'll be sure to link those in the bio below for you to check out after this one. Before getting into it though, we've got some housekeeping items to take care of. As of yesterday, I've noticed almost 90% of you guys watching still haven't subscribed. I promise, it's really not that difficult. All you've got to do is click that red button until it reads subscribed. Beyond that, take a second to like and comment if you haven't already to show your support for this channel. I love seeing this community grow, and it only starts by you taking action. Also, be sure to visit my website ryanrafi.com if you'd like to learn more about the case interview or even run through a mock interview together. I'll provide template questions, share feedback, and give you next steps on how you can hone your skills. With all that being said though, let's get into today's video. One common situation that really breaks my heart and can be a turnoff or rejection for certain interviewers is when you don't know your numbers. Mental math is important, but knowing your percentages or multiplication table correctly is even more important. Take some time to review your mental math skills before the case. It only takes a couple of minutes a day and just a bit of practice depending on your background. Some interviews are okay with using calculators, so if they are, don't be a hero. Just use the calculator. Other case interviews may ask you to solve independently without using any resources. Regardless, pay attention and solve appropriately. Make the engineering side of me happy. Because why? Math is important. But moving on, this is a great transition into a tip everyone needs to know when it comes to case interviews. Actively listen and take appropriate notes. I didn't tell you to listen and jot some notes down because there's a difference. Also, you don't want to write verbatim what the interviewer is sharing with you, and don't think, that sounds pretty easy, I won't forget it probably. Because let me tell you something. You will. Especially with cases having multiple parts, that one key component or information that you didn't write down may be the determining factor to that second or third part of that question. While it's always okay to ask them to repeat something, it doesn't look super favorable every time or when it's something important. Therefore, take notes on all the numbers or measurements you hear, as well as write the main goal, problem, or objective of that case in particular. Again, a great segue into our next tip and problem I've seen while conducting cases is when interviewees repeat back the case for further clarification, identical to how it was said. Please, I'm asking nicely here, reiterate the case in your own words. They don't need you to read back word for word the entire prompt. If you think you're missing a metric or a sentence, feel free to ask them to repeat. From there, determine some follow-up questions that can provide more information. Depending on the case and firm, asking follow-up questions unlocks answers or more calculations that will help you later on, potentially. If you need a couple seconds to gather your ideas, that's completely fine, but don't spend more than 30 seconds, in my opinion, thinking about what you're going to ask. Sometimes, the more you think, the more overwhelmed you become because you're overthinking. These are supposed to be straightforward questions that just help get the juices flowing and for you to have a thought process as you get deeper into the case. With that being said, there is a caveat. You never want to rush into a case without taking a second to regroup and have a game plan for tackling the case at hand. Throughout the case, ask questions wherever appropriate, engage the interviewer's body language or response to the way that you are thinking. That'll likely indicate whether you're on the right approach or if you need to pivot. See their poker face, see what's going on there. Lastly, I'll end with one piece of advice. Fake it till you make it. Whether you've done 1,000 cases or none at all, which I really hope isn't you, the interviewer doesn't need to know and doesn't really care. They only care about the one at hand because that's your interview. Act like a pro and you'll be treated like one. It can come off if you're a novice by how nervous you get, and there are many ways to calm your nerves. Take slow deep breaths, sip some water, and relax. A case interview is not the end of the world and will be done before you know it. By projecting confidence, you're also convincing yourself psychologically that you have what it takes to come out successful. Regardless though, by watching this video or the others on my channel, I'm certain you will do a little bit better than you initially thought. All my students have done well, so I'm certain you will too after watching this video. But with that being said, these were some common mistakes and tips I wanted to share regarding the case interview. If you found them helpful or have others that have helped you, then please be sure to share them in the bio below for others to learn from you as well. Also, take a second to like and subscribe if you found this video helpful. I'll be sure to link some of my other behavioral and case interview videos that I made in the past for you to reference as well. If you'd like more of these videos in the future where I go into the case, then be sure to also let me know in the comments below. Again, if you'd like more mentorship when it comes to getting into management consulting, I've helped over 100 people land positions at top firms in the MBB and Big Four within America and India, so be sure to visit my website, ryanroffey.com. I wish you the best of luck with your case interview. Until next time.